What's up guys, it's Jstxyn, and today I'm going to show you how I made the epic synth patch you just heard in Arturia Pigments. If you're interested in more tutorials, sound design, and music production content, go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it. Open Pigments and reset your patch by selecting New Preset. We're going to go ahead and use two wavetable engines for this patch. For the first waveform, we're going to head our way down to synthesizers, and then we're going to choose MB2 Metalizer. So this one right here. So once you choose that, we're going to come down here, and this is going to go to exponential, and we're going to bring this up to 0.093. So then in the phase mod section, we're gonna set this retrig to random, and we're gonna bring this to 0.404. So for the phase distortion, we're gonna bring this to 0.424. And we're gonna set this so that it's on the fractalized setting. And this is also gonna be 424. So for the wave folding section, this is gonna go to 2.59. We're gonna make the shape 2, which is a triangle wave. And we're going to bring it to 0.384. So right now, this is where we're at. So now we're going to head over to the output, and this is going to stay the same. And the wavetable is going to go to 0.392. That's the position that we want it to be at. So we're gonna bring the tune up in the modulator up 12 semitones. We're gonna bring the volume to -9.24 dB. We're gonna come back to this fine right here and to this fine, and we're gonna modulate the pitch with the LFO later on. So now we're gonna head over to the unison, and we're gonna keep it on classic, and we're gonna bring the voices to 3.78. The detune is going to go to 3.91. And we're going to leave the stereo at 50%. So we're done with this whole engine. So here's where we're at. So now we're going to head over to the second engine, and we're going to change it to Wavetable. And we're going to go and we're going to choose the processed section, and we're going to click on Lyra. And make sure you turn on the engine also. So the frequency mod, we're going to leave it on linear, and we're going to bring this up to 0.099. And we're going to leave this the same. Heading over to the phase distortion, we're going to bring this up to 0.824. And we're going to leave the target on this skew right here. And this is going to get raised up to 0.260. So the wave folding amount is going to go to 2.18. We're going to leave the shape at sine. We're going to put this at 0.236. So now we're going to head over to the wavetable position, and this is going to go to 0.649. The volume is going to stay the same. Heading down to the modulator, we're going to bring this up to 12 semitones. And the volume is going to go up to negative 0.753 dB. And once again, we're going to modulate both of these fines later on. So right now we're at So we're going to head over to the unison. And we're going to bring the voices to 4. We're going to leave the detune at 3%. And then we're going to also leave the stereo at 50%. So now we're going to head over to the filter section. We're going to set this filter to mini. And we're going to set the cutoff to 3966. And we're going to leave everything else the default here. Now we're going to head down to filter 2. And we're going to turn it on. We're going to leave it on the multi-mode filter. We're going to bring the cutoff to 15,936. And we're going to bring the keyboard to 0.075. We're going to leave this at low pass 24. Everything else is going to stay the same. So right now we're at So we're slowly getting there. So the next part is important. We're going to head to the envelope section here. And we're going to set the attack to 78.3 milliseconds. So our decay is going to go all the way up to 20 seconds, and we're going to bring the sustain all the way down to 0. And the release is going to go to 1.34 seconds. The attack curve is going to go to -12. The decay curve is going to stay at -4. And poly keyboard and ADR. So now we're going to head over to envelope 2. And the attack is going to go to 0.1. And the decay is going to go to 20 seconds. The sustain is going to stay at 0. The release is going to go to 396 milliseconds. The attack curve and decay curve are going to stay the same. We're going to leave poly keyboard and ADR the same also. We're going to assign this envelope to control the wavetable positions. So on this second wavetable, or the second engine, we're going to head over here, and this is going to be set to 0.19. And then on the first one, it's going to be set to 0.92. So now we're going to head over to the LFO. And we're going to leave the waveform at sine. And the symmetry is going to be set to 0.364. In the sync, we're going to change that to hertz. And we're going to bring that down to 0.639. And we're going to leave the phase at 0. We're going to leave the fade at 1 millisecond. We're going to change the reset source from mono keyboard to sequencer clock. Leave it at unipolar. So now what we're going to do with this LFO is we're going to go ahead and modulate these fines that I talked about earlier. So we're going to do that by selecting LFO here, and on engine 1 our fines are going to go to 0.04. So go ahead and drag the outside of these to 0.04 for the first engine. So now on engine 2 our fines are going to be 0.01 lower than the ones on engine 1. So the reason why they're slightly different on both is just to add a little bit of variation to the patch. So while we have the same rate going here that is being modulated, we have two different, slightly different numbers. So that's kind of giving it more of an organic feel. So the final part is we're going to go ahead and assign some macros. The first macro we're going to assign is 1 to this attack. So we're going to go ahead and select the macro. We're going to go ahead and select this for macro 1. So go ahead and write attack here so you know what this macro knob does. So now we're going to select this here. Make sure that's selected, and we're going to bring this up to 0.28. So for macro 2, what we're going to do is use it to control the filter cutoffs simultaneously. Go ahead and write cutoff here, and we're going to select this to go to macro 2. So we're going to bring this to negative 0.18. Then we're going to bring this to negative 0.17. All right, so here's how it sounds. Thanks for watching the tutorial. Let me know in the comment section if you made the patch. And if you did make the patch, just send me a message on IG if you want me to check out any music that you used it in, or if you just want me to check out your music in general, I'm down to check that out. I'll catch you guys in the next video.